Let's take a look at your independent work for lesson 223. The important part at the top here, so we can build some deeper conceptual understanding and put this in a place in your brain where it will work more effectively for you when we are working with larger numbers, is that I wanted you to sketch each expression or draw it on a number line. I am going to draw them with tiles because tiles seemed to be the more complicated or confusing strategy, so I want to make sure that you are familiar with it and that it makes sense to you. All right, so we are going to start with this problem. We draw 5 negatives and we draw 6 positives. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 4 more positives. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more. And just like I showed you in the lesson video, we have these zero each other out, and we end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -5 plus 6 plus 4 equals +5. We do not have to write the positive symbol. We just assume if there's no symbol in a number or in front of a number that it is positive. For this one, we would start by drawing the 7 and then -3. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then we have, I'll put the other ones down below, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see the 3 different groups of numbers here. And they all end up zeroing each other out. So 7 plus -3 plus -4 equals 0. This problem, I would rewrite it before I even do anything to solve it, because rewriting would be the first step in solving it. This would be 8 plus the absolute value of -5, which would be 8 plus 5, because the absolute value of -5 is 5. So 8 plus 5 equals 13. Some of you don't feel that you need to draw them out, but the request was that you draw the problem out, so I'm going to go ahead and model what I expect you to do as well. So there's 3, and we end up having 13. This one here, we are looking for the absolute value of -5. So that would be, and actually we can just go straight into writing the number 5 because we don't have an equation to solve, plus 3 plus 6. So this one, we can go ahead and simply add it, which is going to give me 14, but to prove it, and I have 14. When I'm drawing these, I like to do things like this because then that makes it easier. I know that there's 10 plus 4 with the other ones that are kind of hanging out. All right, let's move ahead to another problem with our friend Cecil. What happens if Cecil goes any number of feet in one direction and then goes the same number of feet in the other direction? Where does he end up? Well, I know that he's going to end up at 0. He ends up at 0. Why? A number and its opposite always equal 0. And for example, I could do 12 plus negative 12 equals 0. 452 plus negative 452 equals 0. Anytime I have the number and its opposite, it always takes me back to 0. And moving on to 264, John has a bag of marbles that contains 12 red marbles, 20 green marbles, and 17 blue marbles. If John pulls one marble out of the bag, what's the probability that it will not be red? I need to go ahead and figure out how many marbles I have altogether. So I'm going to, over here, write 12, and green are 20, and blue equals 17. My total equals 49. The probability that it's not red is going to be when I take these two numbers, add them together, and it's 37 over 49. What is the probability that he will draw a purple? That is the probability of purple. Well, the probability of purple is 0 out of 49. And then we are supposed to find the missing lengths in the problem at right, the problems at right, and I've got two of them here. Assume each line segment is subdivided into equal parts or equal segments. Show, explain, typo. Show or explain your work. Well, I know that there is 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So we have 20 portioned into 4 parts. So that equals 5 per part. So this is 5, 10, 15, 20 altogether. So the part that has the question mark above it is going to be 10. Down here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. So I'm going to do my math over on the side. 60 divided into 6 parts, because remember I can write my division problem like this, is equal to 10 in each part. So this part is 10, this part is 10, and this part is 10. And altogether, we have 30. I know that I did each of these a little bit differently. That is due to the fact that when we take a look at this down here, the part that they're asking for is not at the beginning of the line segment.